So here we go. The heart set and mindset of a leader. It's really good to be back here in the Always Better Than Yesterday community. I always love just sharing my learning in some way just to help you in your heart and in your mind. And I think, why have I decided to talk about the heart set and the mindset of a leader? Well, if you follow me long enough, you've been part of this community long enough, you know that my definition of leadership is that it's a verb, that it is a act of putting our own needs to one side to serve others. And I've really embraced this word kokoro in the last sort of six months. I came across the word kokoro at Wagamama's, which is like a Japanese restaurant here in the UK, and on the menu it talks about kokoro bowls, which are food for the heart, mind, and the soul. And that one word encapsulates everything that I really love to help people with. And so I've done a little bit of learning around kokoro and understanding the differences in the neuroscience, shall we say, of our hearts, our minds, and our soul. And I've come to learn this: our heart, our mind, and soul. Our heart is about how we feel, our wants, our desires, our needs, our love, I'll go through that in a bit. Our mind is all about how we think, our thoughts, our plans, our learning, our improvement, our performing under pressure. And our soul is a combination of those two: the quality of our thoughts, the quality of our feelings, matched with our actions. Our soul is about how are we living. And so as I'm progressing in my learning and application of heart, mind, soul, I'm applying that to my own journey as a leader. And I believe leadership is a heart thing. Mindset is obviously a mind thing. So I call myself the heart and mind coach, leadership and mindset. And then I thought it's only right to equip you guys with a clear understanding of what the tools look like in action. So a leader who leads with the heart, a leader who leads with the mind, they're two very different toolkits and skill sets. And I want to create a little bit of clarity for you so that you can develop the heart set and the mindset. You might not have heard the word heart set, but mindset is becoming a very, very popular term in the last decade, shall we say. A really good understanding is coming around how leaders can use their mind to get the best out of themselves and get the best out of others, which is great. But the most powerful part of our brain is the bit that I call the heart, is the real connection to the emotion behind these things. Our emotions are 10 times more powerful than our thoughts. So if we can really be a leader who connects first with the heart and then engages the mind, you're going to have a really powerful leader that people are going to want to look to follow or to be around. And then they're going to have the mindset to continuously grow, learn, plan, and improve. So I think the great leaders that we are will embrace this sense of understand our heart set, so we can really tap into the power that we have within us. And then we can develop our mindset to really pull us into situations and develop us so that we can continue to be always better than yesterday. Mindset's going to be the thing that helps us be always better than yesterday. The heart is going to make sure that we're doing it authentic, courageously, and end up in a place that we really want to be. So yeah, that's a bit of an introduction. Why am I doing this live? Simply to help and inspire you to become better in your heart and your mind in some way, because a better you, a better me, a better us is a better for those who we serve and that we come into contact with. That's how we change the world, one person at a time, starting within, leading ourselves, and the ripple effect we'll have as a result. So drop me any questions as we go, and I'm just going to get to it. I've got a list of 30 to 40 words that kind of describe the heart set, the mindset. And I'm going to do a lot of this free will. I've not got any detailed notes. This is going to come really from my heart set and my mindset. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, right? So the heart set of a leader is love. Okay, is getting to this sense of love. And as Bob Goff says, love does. So what does love do from the position of a leader? First and foremost, when we think about love, the greatest honor that we have as a leader is to sacrifice. It is exactly why I think love, leadership, parenting is all the same thing. And it's this sense of love, putting our own needs to one side to serve, to protect, to support, encourage, whatever that might be, other people. Sacrifice. The first thing that goes in our heart set are our love, our willingness to sacrifice for others. And what that really means is that we have to have a sense of humility and understanding that it's not about us. It's not thinking less of ourselves, it's thinking of ourselves less. If true leadership from the heart is about sacrifice and service, then we will absolutely focus on this sense of devotion. Another thing in the heart set of a leader is devotion, being absolutely clear on what we love to do, being devoted to who we are, who we're becoming, what we do. So being absolutely devoted to our life's work so that we work with purpose. We have a bigger sense of why. It's not about us, it's about the impact and the contribution that we can make to those around us. And it's being devoted to those people around us who need us. Devotion. It's a really strong and powerful word. There's another word in the mindset camp that reflects similar to devotion, and it's discipline. And we'll touch on that a bit later. But if we really want to show up, and there will be times when leaders don't want to, it's not comfortable, they don't want to sacrifice. It is this sense of devotion that keeps calling them back. It's devotion that keeps them showing up, and it's devotion that makes it worth it. Leaders who sacrifice, they don't often say it's fun, but what they'll say is that it's worth it, and it was an honor and it was a privilege. True leaders embrace sacrifice because they see honor in leadership and sacrifice and serving others. Another heart-centered heart set is courage. Courage. If you've listened to any of my podcasts recently, you'll hear that I talk about the word courage, derived from the word cœur in French, which means heart. So courage means to do things with your heart. It means to show up connected with this sense of who you are, who you love to be. And courage is simply showing up anyway, no matter what that sense of vulnerability and risk and all those things that we cannot control. When you show up with your heart, you run the risk, you run emotional risk and exposure. What will people think of me? What will people say of me? What if I fail? What if this all goes wrong? And courage doesn't change any of that. It just means that we show up with our hearts anyway. And that's what it means to be brave in the moment. Another heart set that leaders will embrace is this sense of hope and faith. Hope is optimism. Hope is, it's not naivety. It is a heart set. It is a genuine belief that things will get better. And that's really important for a leader to have in their heart set, because think about it, people really need that right now. If people do not have hope, then the current pain or predicament feels permanent. So a leader who has hope in their heart is going to be able to get the best out of those around them by sharing it, by having faith. What does faith really mean? It means belief in the unseen. And you can add to that vision, because I don't think vision is a mindset. I don't think vision is something we really take time to think about. I don't want to create, a vision. I think we all have that sense of vision in our hearts. And our opportunity as a leader is to be still enough to connect with it and to allow that to come through us through creation and courage. So a leader with a heart set will develop this sense of hope, this belief in their hearts that things will get better, this faith in terms of bringing to life things that we cannot see, faith in themselves, faith in their vision, faith in their team, because faith believes in an idea, a person, an individual. That faith is what's going to bring the potential out of people and situations, that belief that we are capable of more, that belief that we can become more. Without faith in the unseen, you're not going to get a leader who is going to do what they can to bring out the best in you. Another heart set of a leader is this sense of empathy, their ability to sit alongside us and to feel or to make attempts to understand how we feel. Why is this really important in a heart set? Well, because if we're to serve and to sacrifice, we need to really understand what other people think, other people feel, what other people need. On my podcast that released today recently is actually, it's not about treating others how we want to be treated. It's about treating others how they want or what they need to be treated. And that's what empathy does. It helps put us in the shoes of others. Tom Walker is a UK artist here, and he wrote a fantastic lyric. Says, "I don't pretend to understand what it's like to walk in your shoes, but I will try them on for you." And I think that's a great metaphor for empathy, is that whilst I might not understand, I will sit and I will ask questions and I will learn and I will try them on for you. Great heart-centered leader will be able to have that sense of empathy because they'll put their own needs to one side. Those are really difficult conversations. They're emotional, they're sticky, they're messy, they're unpredictable. And a heart-centered leader has the humility to put their own ego to one side, to realize that it's not about them, that they've got the devotion to that person to sit there and want to try. And in doing so, they create this sense of connection. Heart-centered leaders, through affection and adoration, will do what they can to create a safe space for their people. They will celebrate their differences. They will encourage them to pursue their gifts. And they will create a space of safety. They will create a space of trust. And that enables heart-centered leaders to get the best out of people who are seen, who are heard, and feel like they are mattered. Because that leader, and here's another heart set, is unconditional. That leader doesn't look at you and go, if this, then that. If you do this, then I'll trust you. If you do this, then I'll reward you. If you do this, then I'll love you. A heart-centered leader in their heart set is unconditional, and they are committed to that person. They show affection by bringing them together, by being really curious to understand their needs, and they encourage them. If we think about the word courage, encourage means to put heart in. It can be life-giving, having a leader who encourages you. That word inspire is about breathing life into. And that might be inspire you. It might be inspire vision. So let me recap. A leader, heart set, looks like, feels like, sounds like sacrifice. The willingness to put their own needs to one side, to serve others. Humble enough to put aside their own need for safety, status, rank, respect, whatever that might be, to love others, to devote themselves to their own growth development, to their own professional growth, and to the team or people around them within their community and family. They have the courage, the heart to show up as themselves, embracing risk and vulnerability and uncertainty, believing in this sense of hope and faith and future, this sense of that things will get better, this sense of believing in the unseen. They have the affection and adoration of their people, a ability to cheer others on and know that that isn't a reflection. There's no competition, that I can cheer others on, and it's not a reflection of where I'm not. It is simply I can, as a leader with a heart set, cheer others on. I can celebrate, I can encourage, I can give heart to, I can adore, I can call out the best in you without feeling egotistically like I wish I was in comparison. We can celebrate differences because I'm unconditional and I'm committed, and that you do not need to feel like you need to earn my trust because it's unconditional. And through that, I create a safe space. We create a safe space where the people around us can be more heart-centered too. That is the heart set. Other words that I've got around here around nurture, accepts, values, is patient. That's one I need to daily learn to be better at. They are kind, they are generous, they seek companionship. It sees all, unconditional, without needs or expectation. Heart-centered is contagious, and that can be both positive and negative. Heart-centered realizes that people have free will and free choice. It's committed. They create community. It calls people. It believes in people. It leans into pain and risk and uncertainty and vulnerability. It seeks and creates peace. It goes within, and it admires the strengths in others, not as a threat to themselves, but a genuine happiness to see others succeed. And it tells them. Heart-centered leaders put their own awkwardness to one side, and they go, do you know what? I'm going to speak this over you. I'm going to breathe life. I'm going to inspire you with the words that I see in you and I believe in you. That is the heart set of a leader. I love that. I love that. I'd love to know what really resonates with you. What words really stand out? What do you want to get better at? What do you think your strength is? Be devoted. Be 100, 100, as Christine Saunders will say. Love what you do. Love who you are. Love what you stand for. Love your work. This is why it's really important. If you want to be the most powerful leader you possibly can be devoted to you, your future, and those who you serve. And then we can use our mindset. We can use our mindset to reach our potential. If the heart is about love, the mindset is about potential. Okay, because we're going to have these gifts inside us. We're going to have these values and these talents and this sense of wanting to serve and love others. But it is our mindset that's going to call us to actually show up. It's going to be our mindset that gets us taking action, because the way that we think informs the way that we act and the results that we get. So our heart just simply stays there if we don't have the mindset to take action on it. And this is step one of the heart of the mindset. Is it creates clarity. Mindset, the way that we think, we can then make choices, we can prioritize, and then we can plan the approach that we want to take. It strategizes. And then there are going to be times when, if we show up and we're delivering the plan, it's going to be times when it's stressful and there's pressure. And our mindset is what's going to be used to bring us into the now, to calm us. It is the way that we think that is going to be the difference between reacting like a chimp emotionally to responding, which is about taking a step back, using our body and our physiology to calm us so that we can gain access to the proper side of our brain that enables us to think and plan and choose how we want to respond. I shared something recently around it is our responsibility as a leader. And that's what our mindset helps us to do. We can recognize the stressful situation. We can recognize our own responses and our own needs, because humans have this thing called metacognition, the ability to think about thinking. So the mindset, we can take a step back, we can observe the thoughts that we're having, the quality of our thoughts, and then the mindset can be used to choose a better response in that situation to help us get the best out of ourselves and others. The mindset as well is about help. If we want to be always better than yesterday, we know that this sense of practice makes progress, and it is our mindset that will go, right, I want to intentionally practice these 3 things, because if I do that, I'll be better for this reason or for these people. So our mindset can be used to practice. It can be used to create this discipline. I did not want to get out of bed this morning at 5 a.m., but I did. Why? Because my mindset, I was able to use my mind to talk to myself, not listen to myself. That's where the mindset really comes in. And doing that enough, using your mind, using your actions, you can form positive habits through discipline. Ideally, we'd do it through devotion, because I got up because I love what I do. But on days when that's waning, discipline will really keep you showing up. It will really keep you showing up. And again, there are good days and bad days, light and dark to all of these kind of things that I'll be saying. And our challenge is to make sure that we're recognizing whether the Heartset and Mindset are serving us or whether they're holding us back. And that is another mindset, the ability to reflect, to create time in our day, to ask ourselves the question, what's gone well? What could have gone better? Because a mindset of a leader is one that is continuously learning more about themselves, learning more about others, their place within the world, their skill set, and how the world works. As well as choosing how to respond, the leader in their mindset can choose positive. It can choose what to focus on, the good or the bad. And the mindset that we want to develop is choosing the positive, because positivity doesn't guarantee that we'll get there, but being negative will absolutely guarantee we don't. So we choose the positive, and we continue to practice our positivity muscle and work that out. A mindset of a leader is one that is resourceful, that has an awareness of what it needs or what they need, and they make the most of what's available around them, whether that be a book, TV show, a podcast, someone within their community, a YouTube channel, the finances that they have available to them, the stock that's left within the store. A leader in their mindset is resourceful. They make the most of what they have. They don't keep searching for all the things that they don't have. Yes, they can get clarity around how to get that in future, but not at the expense of being resourceful for what we have now. Too many people sit around and go, oh, I don't have, and I don't have, and they have this lack mentality. A leader in their mindset will absolutely embrace this sense of being resourceful. In the mindset of a leader is this approach to mastery, the ability to continuously show up, practice, and want to get better. In your mind, master your mind. In your heart, master your heart. In the hands, in your skills, your ability to communicate, whatever that might be. But a leader in their mindset loves to embrace this sense of mastery. That becomes even more powerful when we are devoted to whatever it is that we are mastering. Otherwise, it becomes harder to continue to show up if it's not worth it, if it doesn't matter. We might master something that nobody wants, nobody needs. We're not fulfilled doing it. So I might master the art of sewing. But if all of a sudden sewing goes out of fashion and no one wants my products and there's nothing, it's a really bad example, but I'm on the fly here, guys. That's really important. That's why we're going to synchronize the heart first, so we really know what's important to us, our mission, our purpose, our life's work that we're devoted to. so that when we are mastering these things and we do become continuously better at those things, then we head in the right direction. Then where we land up isn't where the penguins of Madagascar find themselves and they go, well, this sucks. It's like putting in the sat nav to London, right? If we put in the sat nav to London and we follow it, we're going to get there. That's what the heart's like. It's the sat nav. It knows what we want. It knows our desires. And then the mindset just needs to take every step towards that. If we don't have the heart set deciding where that destination is, but the mindset's going to show up at every different junction and make a decision and make progress, we might end up in Nottingham. And no disrespect to my brother, Nottingham might be a nice place. But if our heart wants to go to London and we didn't take time to find out that that's what our heart wanted, we're going to get to Nottingham and go, oh, well, this sucks. Heart first, desire, devotion, mind second, chooses the path, continuously shows up, pushes the comfort zone, does what it needs to, and embraces this sense of mastery. It executes on the clear understanding of what we need. A leader in their mindset as well, they understand that they don't know it all. You know, a leader is a don't know it all, and don't profess to be anything different, because I think a leader who thinks they knows it all misses the opportunity to learn, to grow, to improve, to do something different. So a leader always comes of it like a newbie, and asks good questions. The ability to ask questions is a great addition to any leader's mindset. The more questions we ask, the more that we are listening, the more that we are learning. The more that we are talking, though, the less that we are listening. Get in, ask our questions, open questions, not closed, not yes, no. How can we? What do we think? Those types of questions help us learn from those around us. It helps our team feel like they can contribute. A great leader in their mindset will seek to understand and then simplify. Those who know do, and those who understand teach, is one of my favorite quotes. And it's true. You know, I think one of the things that is always the last step of a recovery program is, so Alcoholics Anonymous, for example, the last step is always go and help someone else, go and mentor, go and teach someone else. And to be able to teach someone else, we first need to make sure we really understand it. So we understand it, we can then simplify it, we can then teach others. Another mindset that a leader will have is that they will know what their body needs. They'll have they'll take the time to focus on their own heart, their mind, their soul, the kokoro, and they'll have an awareness of their needs, and they'll be able to connect that. Our body is sending us signals all of the time. When to eat, when to drink, when we don't feel safe. We have physiological reactions or responses to these things. We need to use our mind to really connect and understand that, and to get really familiar with taking action to meet those needs. And that will include sometimes moving the body, water, meditation, getting out in nature. So a leader in their mindset will absolutely have this self-awareness and intentional understanding of their own needs. And lastly, they'll embrace this 4-letter word. And that 4-letter word is simply good. If a leader can put the word good into their mindset, they will know the power of just problem solving, optimism, positivity, because life's going to happen to us, around us, through us. There's so much stuff outside our control. But when we can say good and genuinely mean it, even if that's bad, we can look at the gratitude or the gratefulness that we may have, or we can look at the opportunities that we have. So, for example, lockdowns here. If we as a leader said good, people might think, oh, what, you're nuts, mate. Okay, good. And your brain then goes, I've just said the word good. This doesn't feel good. Quick, figure it out. because your brain is doing that whether you say good or this isn't good anyway. And a leader in their mindset they will choose the word good, and then their brain starts to justify why they've just used that word. More family time, more peace, more time for me to learn, more time for me to do the things that I've been putting off, whatever that might be. They'll use the word good. So to recap, the mindset of a leader, one that creates clarity, one that creates calm in pressured situations so that we can understand more about ourselves and the world and how we operate within it. Helps us get the best out of ourselves and others in that moment. Makes plans for now and plans for the future. It is aware of our own thoughts, our own feelings, and it takes time and intention to understand that more so that we can be more purposeful with the actions that we take, that is in consideration of our needs, our physiological needs, our emotional needs. It decides what it's going to do. It decides and makes positive choices to see the good, be the good, to do the good, and shows up every day in pursuit of being better than they were yesterday. A great leader will have a balance of a heart set and a mindset. They will use the heart set to really connect with this sense of love for who they are, what they do, and who they serve. They will connect with this sense of mindset to really get the best out of themselves when shit hits the fan, to bring out the best of themselves and others, to learn, to grow, to show up every single day, to get better. And that is the path to our potential. I hope this has been useful. The heart set and the mindset of a leader. The heart is more powerful, 10 times more powerful. We connect with the heart first. We put in love, sacrifice, courage, devotion, faith, hope, empathy, being unconditional, the sense of affection and adoration and encouragement and commitment and nurturing, safety, create a legacy. And we use our minds to really create clarity, to plan, to show up, to be intentional, to learn, to grow, and to reach our potential. Both are necessary, heart then mind, and continue to learn, reflect, grow every single day. I've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed hearing the insights of my own heart and my mind. I'm learning on this journey, and it's an honor and privilege for me to be able to help you in some way. I'd love to know in the comments what's really resonated with you. What don't you get? What do you get? What really strongly spoke to you? What is your strength? What do you want to get better at? And what will you do as a result of listening to me? What will you do to be better in your heart and in your mind? If not for you, for those who need you. If you want to be part of our leadership group where we discuss all matters of growing in our hearts and our minds, come and join the Master Heart and Mind group coaching program. I think it will really help. If you are heart-centered, if you're a leader and you want to make more of an impact, be better for you, be better for others, we might be just what you're looking for. Please do share this with someone. Please do share this with someone that you think would really be inspired, that might breathe life into them, their leadership, their soul. And make a commitment to yourself. Do something as a result of listening to this. Because knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is potential power. What is the point in knowing what I've shared with you unless you go and put it into practice? That is how we show up and be better than we were yesterday, by putting into practice what we learn, reflecting, growing every single day. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time.